I don't see a point in compensating, because just like the free man, the aim is to make your route a straight line as much as possible instead of going like this in life. So those who are compensating today, they're just making their path longer. That's why I said I'm blessed to have the team which I have, because one day, even if I'm shouting like a madman or dancing like a, whatever, I can do that. There is no law and order or one common rule book for every human being on how to live their life, because that is how robots function. That is not how creative, true, free, authentic beings function. The authenticity within all of ourselves, if it comes to a certain level of authenticity, we all become the same inside.
How do you embrace vulnerability as a man? Can you show your weakness as you grow
You
older?
have to. How do you embrace what?
Vulnerability.
Vulnerability. How do you
Yeah,
embrace
yeah,
vulnerability? You don't have an option.
yeah.
You don't have an option. What do you mean? How do you embrace it? We all are vulnerable. We all know it. Tomorrow, even if I have 1 million followers, does that mean that if I get loose motions, I don't feel pain? Does that mean if, I don't know, whatever, man, does that mean that I'm not human? Does that mean that I don't suddenly, because let's say I'm a rich person, or let's say I'm a popular person, does that suddenly make me immune or remove certain aspects of life's experience from me, that now this guy is a special chosen by God, mother? You're not. So, what do you mean that how do you embrace vulnerability? It is a part and parcel of who you are. You're not talking to me about embracing vulnerability. You're trying to basically ask me, what do I do to stop hiding my vulnerability? Or how do I stop hiding my vulnerability? Because up until now, that's what basically you would be doing in most of the cases. All right. Whether it's a gym going guy, whether it's a girl dancing on Instagram, everybody is stuck in compensating for their problems instead of directly sorting them out. All right.
Okay.
So I give my own example sometimes, that let's say with my situation on social media, I can turn it around instantly because I know people psychology and I know how big tech functions. All right. All I need to do is tomorrow put on lipstick, put on a wig, declare I'm a woman. I will have no problem doing that. And basically, I'll say I'm a hyper feminist now. I will instantly get reach. I know that. That's how literally easy it has become. All right. So, but if I do that, what is happening? I am basically, let's say, compensating, because my ego is starting to think that I'm in a place of failure, or I'm in a place where, oh my God, I'm falling behind compared to other people who were on social media around the same time as me. All right. So, what do? I compensate. All right. But I don't see a point in compensating, because just like the free man, the aim is to make your route a straight line as much as possible instead of going like this in life. So those who are compensating today, they're just making their path longer. Best is to be naked with yourself and naked with the world, and then nothing can touch you also, because everybody is nothing.
Okay.
Okay. So you don't have to embrace vulnerability. You just have to stop hiding it. If there is a place where there is vulnerability in some way, stop hiding it. That's all.
And how do you find your authentic self?
Why all of this? Through all of this only.
Because when we go to work, we need to like show like a different person, right? We need to can't say fuck, can't scold, right? In a corporate place. If you feel anger.
Yeah. So, okay. So I'll answer this in two ways, because this is a struggle which everybody has, regardless of whether you're in a corporate place, you're not in a corporate place, etc. All right. That's why I said I'm blessed to have the team which I have, because one day, even if I'm shouting like a madman or dancing like a, whatever, I can do that, because whatever, that environment is there, that, love is there, and that understanding is there, that everybody is human. Everybody goes through their own sinusoidal cycles. All right. Everybody goes up, down, blah, 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 left, right, whatever. All right. Anyway, now what you asked is fantastic, because number one, I'm going to make an answer which is common for all of us at a superficial level, which means the level at which we are going through life. All right. Today we'll have this session. All of us will be like, oh, wow, this guy is doing fantastic. I feel love and like a balloon inside. Tomorrow you have to face the same mother in front of your life, right? No problem. No problem. Why? All this work is internal. All right. All this understanding, all this realization is internal. And these are not lightweight things. These are things which take time to understand. These are relationships which take time to build with yourself. It takes a lot of time. And now everybody has started entering that phase. All right. So nobody outside is being who they authentically are, which should first of all put you in a place of relaxation. Because tomorrow, even if your boss is, let's say, being an ass to you, or your colleague is being an ass to you, or is being fake, you have to realize that they are also in the traps of compensation. They also don't know how to be outside. They don't know how to be in touch with their emotions, how they're handling it. Now, you don't be like, okay, I know, or I am working on this, so I'm superior. No, you just be more understanding, and hence the way you react changes. All right. The way you react, the intensity drops, the extremism drops, and you react only to the level which matters. And that keeps more of your energy with yourself, because your internal work will need energy and isolation and silence and lack of unnecessary activity. All right. Now, this is something which is common for all of us. The deeper aspect of the same commonality between all of us is when you ask something like authentic self. I said by doing all of this, you'll get there. All right. Building the relationship with yourself, loving yourself instead of punishing yourself when you don't do something which the age of information made you believe that if you do this, you're a winner. And this is the top five things that failures do. All right. Wake up and check your phone. All right. What the There is no law and order or one common rule book for every human being on how to live their life, because that is how robots function. That is not how creative, true, free, authentic beings function. All right. There are beautiful people I know who live in the night and sleep during the day. There are beautiful people I know who need to spend time on the phone because, let's say, that is their way of communicating and expressing. Why I'm calling that beautiful is because they have a certain level of awareness. So when not to use the phone, even if that is something which matters to them, they know that. All right. But normally, if you walk into a cafe, restaurant, college, anywhere, everybody's head down like this. Even if people are sitting with their friends on a table, everybody's head down and everybody's in their own captured mechanism. All right. Now, building the relationship with yourself, stopping to hide any and all of your insecurities. All right. All the guys over here, half of them must have a gym membership. All right. And all the half which has a gym membership started because it was a way of compensation, including me. For whichever parts of us we don't like, we want to build this strong exterior and, I don't know, roam around like a bulldozer outside. All right. It doesn't work in the long run. So, anyway, doing all of this, you will get there. But the best thing is, your authentic self is everybody else's authentic self. Now, this is a high level statement simply because, again, it will take time to come to these realizations. But beyond a certain point, there is no difference between you and me, Vivek. Beyond a certain point, there's no difference between anyone over here and anyone else who is over here. But anyway, that is a little far. But the confusing thing about the authentic self is that people think my authentic self must be some unique who will have his own, purpose, this, that, etc. Yes, to a certain extent. Beyond that, the authenticity within all of ourselves, if it comes to a certain level of authenticity, we all become the same inside. Is that making sense what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a little maybe sounding complicated, but basically the thing is that the more number of people who are on this journey and the further they will go, the more they will realize that they're actually not different, that we are all the same. And that is why, as you keep coming closer towards that kind of consciousness, you start getting affected lesser and lesser by everything, including the people you might be loving the most and might be scared to lose the most. Because you start understanding true nature of love instead of the selfish side of love, which all of us have been trained to believe in. So when you start understanding the true nature of love, things dissolve. Even the separation between you and the other person dissolves. All right. And you'll come to know that what you are feeling today, hopefully 5 years down the line, you look back at yourself and be like, wow, I was such a child who was feeling pain, whereas that was existing everywhere. The pain and the love at the same time in everyone. All right. That is how we are alive, because we feel. And that is what I've been trying to now put out through my work into people, that we are more emotional as beings rather than mental or intellectual or logical, etc. Mentality, logical stuff, intellectualism, all of those are faculties of the mind which none of us can trust our own mind also. Okay. But emotions, which come with a very strong sense and change our entire vision for the day. If today I was in an angry mode, I wouldn't be talking like this. I'll be all of you. All right, just out of love. But yeah, I'll be, like no limits on anything. But basically, we are emotional beings, and our emotions actually guide us in a very good way if we can start being comfortable with them and start accepting them and start letting them flow through us. The problem right now is when you ask a question like authentic self, is because your true authentic self, you're hiding it. On the outside, you're playing a role. When you start hiding stuff within you or stuffing stuff within you or keeping it closed within you, you're not supposed to be a container, my friend. In my opinion, we are all vessels. All right. Things are supposed to flow through us. We are not supposed to get stuck with something and then hold on to it. Things are supposed to flow. When things flow, we become 100% of the form of whatever is flowing through us. Hence, we get a complete experience of it. And hence, we are satisfied. We don't try to hold on to it when it has to flow off completely. Is this making sense to everyone, or am I in the clouds? Fantastic. Okay. Is that good, Vivek?
Yes.
All right.